Y'all, Hulu has dropped the first two episodes of season 3, Unreasonable Doubt, starring the high profile corporate lawyer Jack Stewart. In like the first 5 minutes, we see her and her husband Louis getting it on like Donkey Kong. If you don't remember what happened in season 2, their relationship took a tumultuous ride with a side chick and a side baby that ended in the death of the baby. And now we're here in season 3, episode 1, where Jackson Lewis seem like that they getting along just fine. But what we soon find out is that the lawsuit that the baby mama, the side chick baby mama, Tony, has filed against them, that lawsuit is still not resolved. It's been going on for a year is what we find out, and either side ain't going down without a fight. Either side is not trying to wave that white flag and surrender, okay? And throughout this episode, we take the journey with them to figure out how are they able to lay this chapter of their life to rest and leave Tony behind and them go off into the lovely sunset with happily ever after. And so we also see Morris Chestnut, which his character on the show, his name is Corey Cash. As you know, that him and Jax co-chaired a high-profile case in season 2 where she defended her best friend for the murder of her husband. And so now we see Corey Cash is back. He has since moved to Chicago with his new girlfriend. He is back in town and accepting an award at a Black Excellence Award show. We also find out that it's hot and heavy in Jax's private life, but in her work life it's a little bit boring. There have been no high profile cases. It's been pretty quiet. All of her clients are settling out of court and she is bored to pieces. And she like, I'm ready for the action, the pizzazz, the fire, the drama, the trauma. Give it to me, okay? Who we also meet in this episode is Ozzy, okay? Ozzy Edwards. He is a Black child star who is now at a point in his professional career where he's ready to pivot into other more age appropriate opportunities, but is still based off of his child star persona. And now he is at a crossword because baby boy has fell in love, okay? And he didn't fall in love with a stripper. He fell in love with a white woman who is 10 years older than him. And what we find out is that a large part of his fan base are Black women. And if he wants to really live in his truth, which is to have a relationship with his stylist, who is also his girlfriend, who is also white, he has to make some hard decisions. Is he going to go on this path that he has already built as him being, the economic engine for not only his livelihood, but we find out for his family's livelihood? Or is he going to make the decision to live in his truth and to take the hit professionally, but also be able to live happily ever after with the woman of his dreams, okay? We don't know what's going to go on with Ozzy. It is slowly unraveling, but the momentum of the unravel is like gearing up the entire episode, okay? What another theme that I see throughout this episode is the men that are linked and tied to Jax are at a crossroads with her. Not at a crossroads with her as a person, but at crossroads with, her success. For instance, Corey Cash receiving this Black Excellence Award, he received it based off of his work in the case that he and Jax co-chaired. She is not being honored, but he is, right? And you can argue that he would not be on that stage getting that award without her, right? And yet he is still taking front and center, independent of Jax. We also see that her husband, Louis Stewart, is also trying to find his independent way of handling his messiness with his side chick or ex-side chick, Tony, right? Jax has been very vocal about how she feels, what she feels like that Tony's intent is, why they still cannot come to, the meeting of the minds and get the whole lawsuit taken care of. And Lewis is still pushing back with Jax and like, hey, listen, she's been through a lot. Hey, listen, let me figure this out. This is the mess that I made. And so in this situation, in spite of Lewis's love and devotion to his wife, he is still saying, hey, listen, I got to figure out my own way to really resolve this issue independent of you. We also find out with Ozzy, right? There is a meeting that Ozzy has. It's Ozzy, his manager, which his manager is Brandy Evans, the lady who starred in P-Valley on the Stars Network. We also are introduced to her. Her name is Monica, and she is Ozzy's manager, right? And so it's Ozzy, it's her, it's also Ozzy's dad, and Jax have this very casual meeting of maybe how she can assist with getting Ozzy's girlfriend to sign an NDA as protection from whatever that is going on between them romantically, right? And we kind of see that, the people who are behind him and quite frankly, who's probably eating off of him, like literally and figuratively, are not happy about this relationship for Ozzy. But I don't think that they are happy about it because it's going to affect him personally, but it's because of how it's going to affect him image-wise, professionally, right? And so Ozzy in this meeting, Jax is trying to get, she is trying to get the feel of the room, how's Ozzy feeling about what his manager and his dad is saying, etc. And Ozzy says, hey, listen, I'm not willing to, hire you and to retain you as my lawyer to, take care of this NDA situation with my white girlfriend. So I need a day to think about it. And even in this moment, you see that even though Jax is proven, honey, the proof is in the pudding, and we done ate the pudding, and the pudding is delicious. That didn't sound right. What I'm saying is that we know Jax has proven herself professionally. She has a reputation. That's why she's there in the first place. She has gotten 2 high-profile clients off on murder charges, right? And so the proof is in the pudding. However, what you do have is this black man still saying, I know who you are. I know what you're capable of. However, I still want to take some time to think about if I want to move forward with you representing me as my lawyer. And I just think that this is one of the great things that I have enjoyed with this series in general, is that they have a lot of layers to the plot line. It's a lot going on all at the same time. And my neurodivergent mind is totally here for it. So let's get into the best dress, honey. All right, I got my notes here, y'all. So I'm gonna look at my notes real quick. So we have here my votes for best dress is, Angela Grovey, which is her real name, but this is Jax's executive assistant. This is the voluptuous caramel skin woman. And she, in the first scene in season 3, episode 1, she comes out in this hunter green, ruched green shirt, and she has on, like, I would assume it's faux leather, but we don't know. But this cognac leather skirt, and it is just divine. It is just giving me like, hey, I'm in the office, but I'm serving all of the style tea today, honey. My second vote for best dressed is Corey Cash. How he decked himself out to accept his award. Baby, he got on this all white suit with the black accents. You know what I'm saying? He looking like black money, honey. My vote for best hairstyle. So I loved Jax's hair at the award show. She has these, it look like micro braids, but very small braids that she has this season, but she has it pulled up into this really full, voluptuous bun with some, with some Shirley Temple curls falling out of it. She's just giving me Black Goddess. Y'all, my favorite scene. So, remember I was telling you how that Jax and Lewis is still at odds with Tony in the legal, you know what I'm saying, in the legal dispute. And Jax and Lewis are having a date night. Both of them looking great at this, at a restaurant, finna have dinner. They got drinks on the table, and a lawyer walks over to shake Jax's hand. He's a lawyer and he recognizes her. He comes over and they have a little small chat, and here come Tony walking up behind them. And he begins to introduce Tony, and Jax like, I know who she is. And baby, Jax and Tony have a little exchange, but baby, Jax read her for filth, okay? She comes back and basically telling this man, listen, she likes sleeping with married men, and you need to wrap it up tonight. She she swing both ways, so you never know where she been. She might be a little dirty, so sir, protect yourself. She read her for filth. Why do I like this scene? I don't like the scene for the back and forth between the two women, but you know what I do like? Is that Jax is not this one-dimensional character. Jax is this sharp, successful private defense attorney, but she's also still a Black woman. She's still a woman with feelings and emotions, and this all comes out. You don't see Jax, the high profile lawyer in this scene. You see Jax, the woman who getting her dig at her husband's side chick, right? But don't get it twisted. Tony started it. As soon as Tony walked up, she says, oh yeah, these are the people that killed my baby. So when she did that, she didn't go, Jax didn't go high, baby. Jax went all the way down to the ground, okay? And I'm here for it. Okay, y'all. So my favorite song, I got 2 favorite songs for season 3, episode 1. Okay. Let me look at my notes. So my favorite song, Baby Glorilla, Let Her Cook, was playing, honey. And number 2, Throw Some D's on It by Rich Boy. I cannot end this without talking about Tommy from Power is in this season, okay? His name is Bill. He is a junior. He's an associate attorney at Jax's firm. And he is trying to figure out how he can fast track his way to making partner, okay? He is trying to figure out which way is going to get him into that door as quickly as possible. He feels entitled and owed it. And Jax is the only Black partner, okay? So she's surrounded by white men. Understand this. And you have this white man who's now saying, hey, it's time for my turn. I need to be made partner. And all of the white partners are like, hey, yeah. His track record, even though he has not accomplished what Jax has accomplished, yes, he has booked the most billable hours, which, as you know, that's the bread and butter for a lawyer, is billable hours, right? He does that, but he still does not have the experience with being a trial attorney like Jax, and I would assume all of the other partners as well. But here he comes saying, hey, it's my turn. You need to make me partner. And so we see throughout this episode the tactics that he pulls, that he plays, the cards that he play, honey, on the table to see how he is able to fast track his way to be partner at the firm. He looked like he gonna be the white spice that we need for the season. This is gonna be a great one. I look forward to everything that's unfolded. They done already started off with giving us the spice, giving us the thunder, giving us all the tea, okay? You all stay tuned for season 2 episode review.